Hey there, my name is Rohit Kumar, and today we are back with a new journal and a focus, and the name is Pervasive and Mobile Computing. So let's start. So I think you can see the homepage of this particular journal. So you can see that both options, open access and subscriptions, are available for this journal also. The guide for authors, tracking papers, and the ordering related information is available. ISSN is provided here. Coming to there's some basic details. You can see the impact factor is 3.453, which is quite good, and it ranks 33rd. And the total number of papers in the category of telecommunication is 91. So I think it lies in the almost in the 1/3 top ranked papers in telecommunication industry. And this ranking also varies with time. So don't worry much about this. Sometimes people means the journals go down in ranking, and sometimes they come up frequently, especially the boundary line journals. You can't judge them whether they are in the top third or top 1/3 or something like that. So in this way, I think you should see that what is the actual status. You should not judge a journal by its ranking, means this particular ranking only, because the ranking also depends on so many matrices. So you need to go that what are the key criteria for judging the ranking of a particular system, then only you should believe the rankings. Okay. Now coming down that going to the editorial board, let's see. So 11 numbers come from USA, Italy 5, Australia 3, China 2, India 2, UK 2, Canada, and so on. Okay, so the editorial board is not so vast. So obviously you can see that 34 editorial board members and the editors, and it's average, means not very less, not very large, means moderate activities go under this journal, hopefully. And that's my guess. If you have some other statistics at your side, please comment down below and let me know. Then moving to the full aim and scope of this particular journal, Sajal Kedas is the editor-in-chief, and then due to COVID-19, they have put some note. Okay, so I think now it's almost post-COVID era, so we don't need to go into this. We need to focus on the aim and scope. So we are moving here. We are saying that tremendous development is a multitude of technologies ranging from personalized and embedded smart devices, including various sensors and mobile devices, etc. This is some basic theory, especially the key topics are listed down here. Okay, so the key topics include these but not limited to. Okay, means other than these you can also work in some interdisciplinary or related areas. So pervasive computing and mobile communication architectures and protocols, pervasive mobile and wearable computing systems and services, then the smart system applications, a human-centric intelligent system to serve the AI in pervasive systems, cyber physical systems, federated, distributed, embedded learning, learning at the edge, learning on streaming data, Internet of Things, social IoT, then pervasive communication technology like wireless LAN, cellular, hybrid, ad hoc, cognitive, RFID technologies, participatory and social sensing. Additionally, the context-aware computing, the pervasive service creation, trust, reliability, security, privacy, and mobile computing systems, etc. Okay, so many things are there, and urban sensing, etc. Everything is available. So in general, if you want to discuss, then by the name of the journal only you can have a basic idea. Here you can see that whichever technology is kind of pervasive and mobile in nature, you can discuss that particular technology in this particular journal. Okay. Additionally, what kind of network, means if your computer networks and related networking protocol design, etc., which is enabling the pervasive or mobile communication network, then that's also under focus. So in this way, additionally, some of the related key applications like the urban development, smart cities development, etc. Okay, so I think the key focus of this journal is quite clear by this discussion. Coming back to we are at home page only. Okay, now let's come to the key matrices. So here it is the site score, which is 8.7, impact factor is 3.53, top readership comes from China, US, Great Britain, and the publication time is 1.4 week. Okay, review time they have not given here. Okay, let it be. Then the recent articles, you can see that adaptive cryptography means security-based authentication approaches. So there means security is the focus of recent publications. Additionally, the physical activity forecasting with time series based data analysis you can also perform. Then full duplex routing and low complexity sequential decision for throughput enhancement, dynamic access networks. So access networks are also under focus. So in total means if you don't know, or if you don't get a better idea through the only the topics which are listed at the homepage of a particular journal, then I think it's the best case that you go to the recent published articles, and there, whichever articles are published, look for the key terms, okay, key domains. If your domain maps with that particular articles which is published recently, I think you are the right person to go for publication in that particular journal. Okay. Then the most downloaded say that which are the key domains which are being discussed most. Okay, so health monitoring, you can know that smart health, etc., e-health systems, these are sort of very focused key domains. Additionally, the COVID was also under focus due to last 2-3 years of COVID. Then when phones get personal predictive 5 personality traits from application users, means some general prediction due to ML or DL or something like that. And obviously most downloaded papers are always or at least 90 to 95% belong to open access category only. Okay, so you can see, because obviously there is no cost, so top readerships come from few countries, and most of the authors, most of the readers go for open access papers only because they don't need to pay. And there are also not some other mediums available to general audience or to look into the research applications and the kind of articles. So that's why the most downloaded articles are open access. Then which are the most cited? Most open access articles are supposed to be the most cited when it's not the thing, because many times see this is a kind of trade-off. Okay, people, if you are more interested in citations, then people think that if we make our paper open access, there is a high probability that more citations will come. But it's not always the case. You can see that most downloaded papers are all open access, but most cited, there is none. Okay, at least in top 3. Okay, so in this way means I'm saying that it is not always the case that most downloaded can't be most cited, but it is not a guarantee. So never go for open access just because you are thinking that you will get more citations. Okay, obviously some more citation, little bit more citations you will get in comparison to the traditional publishing subscription based, but most citations will come only if your work has certain quality. Okay, if you are mapping or doing the work into a right domain with the right strategy, and you are providing a better reading to the readers. So in this way, the writing of the paper is also a very key thing while designing your research work. Okay, so focus all these issues. Then coming to the indices and abstract, so you can see that quite a few, and we are interested in SCI only. So you can see that the science citation index expanded. So it's an SCI journal, and the impact factor is also good. It's 3.4 something. Okay, yes, 3.4. So I think you should not worry much. Now the only thing is that Q1, Q2 will look 2 minutes forward. So later means, or let's see, right now. We have already seen that it's an SCI work at SCI journal. Second important thing is it Q1 or not? So based on the Q ranking also you can decide. And third thing is the impact factor. So H index is average. Okay, and it's a Netherlands journal, and then there are 2 major tracks: computer science and mathematics. And mathematics, it's applied mathematics. Then in network, it's a communication network, science application, computer science miscellaneous, hardware architecture, information system, and software. Obviously, because it's a name itself says the pervasive and mobile computing, so most of the things are related to computing, but not computing with respect to mathematics only. It is related to the network application and other aspects also, including the hardware. Okay. Coming down here, you can see that type is journal as is provided, and the coverage is from 2005 to 2020. Some of the basic links provided. Scope we have already seen. Coming to the quartiles. Okay, so you can see that here are multiple quartiles. I think the 6 or 7, 2, 4, 6, 7 quartiles. Yes, and these 5 quartiles are recently added in 2019 onwards, I think. Yes. So you can see that specifically if you are interested, then you can go for publishing in these quartiles because these are recently started. But again, you need to go whether go for means whether these are trustworthy or good for publishing, because again, every journal is not good for a particular quartile or for particular focus. So in this way, if you are thinking that the journal is Q1 in with respect to one particular quartile, then it's good for every other quartile or for every other domain. It's not like that. Okay, so go analyze and judge yourself which is better for you. Coming down, if you don't get published in Pervasive and mobile computing, there are some other journals which are closely related to it, like Mobile Information System, and also there's Telecommunication Annals, then International Journal of Ad Hoc and Ubiquitous, and then Journal of Internet Services and Applications, and there are some more. Okay. Coming down, here is the SDR graph. You can see in 2020, it's almost a flat in comparison to 2019. Then total number of documents going on decline in 2020. Obviously, the COVID era, but it's very sharp down. You can see in 2017 and 18. This is very dangerous kind of graph in comparison to the total number of documents as well as on the repetition. Then coming to the self-citation, it's quite very impressive. You can see how wide it is in 2017, 18, even in 19 also. Okay, 19, 20. So this gap, it should be wider, means the more wide it is, it's better, because less number of self-citations. And here you can see that both the lines are mapping almost, means a total number of citations are coming from the external sources. Okay, so it's a very good thing. Now, with respect to last 2 years, you can see in last 2 years, the research activity is more, means at least the readership is going very good. So citations are coming more. And then the international collaborations are down due to COVID era, obviously. And here the self-citations, citable documents are also low, means non-citable documents are very low, means ethicals and other guidelines are being monitored at a very good rate. So you can see that coming to the cited documents, because getting a work accepted into a particular journal, guaranteed citations are two different games, and people do apply so many different tactics to get more citations, but don't get into the trap of wrong thing. Okay, if your work is having quality, definitely you will get citations, and getting more number of citations is not that your work is not good, means sorry, if getting more number of citations is not the measure that your work is only the good work. Okay, obviously people are liking it, but many times you are working in a particular field which is not much related with common masses of researchers, so that's why you are not getting recognized much, but at least in your domain your work should get recognized. Okay, coming down here, overall this widget shows that Pervasive and mobile computing is a Q1 journal in the field of computer networks and communication, and this is the best quartile. Okay, so I think that's all with respect to Pervasive and mobile computing from SCI Mago. And coming down, and we are going to see that what is the open access percentage. So here you can see that very less percentage in comparison to the subscription based articles. Okay, most of the authors go for this subscription based only due to financial constraints. And here in 2020, only 66 articles were published and 2 were open access. So you can see that perhaps the acceptance rate is very low, but they have not given the acceptance rate here. Okay, or the less number of papers were submitted. Anything might be there. Okay, so you can see, I think here we have seen already that the total number of documents are submitted. Total documents in 2020 were less, yes, because of no, it is total accepted documents 68, and here it is 66. Okay, so 68 were total submitted, 66 were accepted, and out of those 2 were open access. Okay, so if 68 were submitted, kind of, then I think a very less number of papers were submitted, but I'm not sure, means whether the SCI Mago data which is being displayed there, because it is quite suspicious and it's not believable, means that only 68 articles were submitted in 2020. Okay, so these are total number of documents which is given here. I think it is total number of published, not published, because at the authentic site, at the home page, it's a 66 figure, and here it is showing 68. Yeah, 2020 68. Okay, so I think it was submitted data. So submitted papers, let's assume like this, that 68 submitted, 66 accepted, because 66 were published, then 2 were open access and 64 subscription based. Okay, So in this way, you can see now coming to the authorship. So authorship says that top authorship coming from China, US, and Italy. So you can see that China, US, and Italy here. Okay, India is also publishing, but obviously it is at 6th or 7th place, I think. Okay, so let's see. No, India is at 4th place with 36 authors. Okay. So going back and call for papers, if you the journal offers some special issues, then this sort of information is listed down here. You can check periodically. Then the news and the related announcements are given here. Then the mandate data set, your research data related links, and some of the related tweets. And finally, the readers, authors, librarians, editors, and the reviewers related links at the bottom of like any Elsevier journal. Okay. So in this way, we have seen in total that what are the key matrices and the key concepts, key scopes and aims of this particular journal named Pervasive and Mobile Computing. And in total, if we summarize, then first thing that it is SCA, second thing that it's Q1, and third thing that it's offering 3.4 impact factor, which is good enough. So in this way, overall journal is very good. Okay. Now coming to the some of the basic things like which are the key institutions which are related to this journal or which are publishing their works in this particular journal. Okay, so some of the major ones are the National Research Council, University of Texas Systems at the University of Texas, uh, uh, and the University of Texas at Arlington, and the University of London, University of Pisa, Aalto University, ETH Zurich, then Yonsei University, then the University of California Systems, etc. Okay, so these are the some of the major institutions which are publishing their work with this particular journal. Coming to the citations, and because the citation is a major game, and again the citation depends on so many things. So what are the key topics? Okay, so some of the key topics or the domains are the wireless networks, ubiquitous computing, cloud computing, cryptography, computer security, then computation, social science, sociology of the internet, electronic business, etc. Now, out of these domains means which are the key topics that we should focus on. So as per my analysis, some of the data available at my side, you need to focus on the activity recognition, wireless sensor networks, ambient intelligence, context awareness, smartphone based computing, then streaming media, middleware, multimedia, accelerometer based sensing, and then the Internet of Things. So these are some of the key specific words or the key focuses in a particular domain if you want to improve your research with respect to this particular journal. Okay. Additionally, I would like to say that it's not always the case that you are going for a particular journal, then you need to improve your research according to the journal. First, do research as per your interest. In every domain, there are some good journals. So it's not always the case that you are obsessed with a particular journal only. Explore your field, explore your interest, okay, and then do the activity that you like most, and then go for a particular suitable journal search in this way. Because most of the people go opposite way. First they see that which is the highest impact factor journal, I need to publish in it. No, it's not like this. Okay. And at the end of the day means if you wrote you redirected, shuffled your research, every direction you molded into the direction of a particular journal, and your paper didn't get accepted due to some reason, then it's a kind of false hope, assuming that if you just focus on the raw data and just bend your all research with respect to a particular journal and your work is supposed to get accepted. No, there is no guarantee. There might be that your journal, okay, your research might be good, but still there is a possibility that the other authors are having more impactful research than yours. Okay, so don't go like this. Additionally, I want to discuss some of the key data terms here, that which are the journals who are citing pervasive and mobile computing works. Okay, so here you can see that pervasive and mobile computing itself is citing almost 14% of its work. Okay, then computer communications 4.98%, then IEEE communication service and tutorials 4.85%, then IEEE transactions on vehicular technology 4%, then ad hoc networks 3.97%, etc. Okay, so that is some of the data available at my side. Then wireless personal uh, communication is the one of the journal which is cited very prominently in mobile and pervasive and mobile computing. So which journals cite pervasive and mobile computing, and which journals are cited by pervasive and mobile computing? So now I am going to say that which journals are cited most by pervasive and mobile computing. So as per my data, means pervasive and mobile computing cites itself, as well as sensors, that which is an MDPI journal, then computer communications, a journal of ambient intelligence and humanized computing, then wireless personal communication, future generation computer systems, computer networks, a journal of network and computer applications, ad hoc networks. So I think most of the Elsevier journals only are present here. So in this way, it's a debated issue. It's a heated topic that is it always a practice means that if you are going to publish into a particular journal, then you need to cite many journals from that particular journal only, so that your works is easy to get accepted. So people ask these sort of questions, and in my research community, my students also ask many times that is it the practice? And yes, means many times you in comments also you see that reviewers are suggesting that include this paper, and many times those works are not at all related to the work which is presented. So just to get accepted, people add the work. So it happens means, but it's not always the case that everyone is doing or everyone is practicing these sort of things. Okay, you need to do a fair research, and in this way you need to know. I'm just discussing, I usually discuss these sort of topics also, because you should know that what is going on in the system, but you should practice, you should refrain from these sort of activities, and you should go for a fair kind of research. At least you will go into a healthy direction and will improve your research on your own. Okay, coming down here, you'll see that citation accumulation timeline data is also available, but it's not good. Let's leave it. Okay, then coming to the some of the content related informations. Okay, let's leave. Lastly, I'm going to discuss that if you don't publish in pervasive and mobile computing, what are the other journals we have already seen? But what are the most popular journals? Means what is the most popular choice other than pervasive and mobile computing of the authors which are already publishing in pervasive and mobile computing? So as per the past statistics and data available at my side, other than pervasive and mobile computing, people are going for IEEE access sensors, which is an MDPI journal, then the IEEE transactions on mobile computing, and IEEE IoT journal, IEEE transitions on vehicular technology, IEEE pervasive computing. So again, the related sort of terms. And mobiles, obviously wireless network is also under focus, so IEEE transactions on wireless networks. And if you want to switch the publisher, okay, so other than this particular journal, okay, you can switch to from Elsevier to IEEE. So IEEE is a major competitor of Elsevier. Additionally, the Springer, Wiley, MDPI, and the iOS Press, Dillon Francis, Oxford University Press, and the Institute of Electronics, Information and Communication Engineers, which is again a good publisher than the Ender Science. Okay, so I think these are some of the key publishers which are giving competitions to Elsevier. Additionally, what is the ratio of new as well as the returning authors? So new authors are always more in comparison to the returning authors with respect to any journal. Okay, but if you want to know, then in 2017 the rate of returning authors was more in comparison to other years. Okay, so right now it's a bit low with respect to this particular journal. Okay, going back to the start and at the focus of this particular journal, that we were discussing that what are the key things with respect to this particular journal. So again, I'm going to conclude this video with this particular thing only, that whenever you are going to publish your work, okay, don't mold your research with respect to a journal. Do your research and find a good journal. You will definitely get, don't worry, okay, because in every domain there are some good journals. Additionally, pervasive and mobile computing. Just by seeing the name, you can judge that what are the key terms or key aim and scope. If you don't get, at least find the key words यहाँ पर. So keywords. So you can see that mobile is the keyword, computing is the keyword, pervasive is the keyword. So when you are saying pervasive, means which is kind of pervasive in the nature. Additionally, which is mobile in the nature and which is supporting the computing. So kind of applications, technology, protocols, and this sort of practices which are going means the behavioral, etc., everything you can focus on. So I think that is good for today. And if you have any sort of doubt, or I have made some mistakes, my analysis is wrong somewhere, please let me know. I would love to hear from you, and I will read your comments. I will try to improve myself. Thanks for watching this video, and happy learning.